What's up, Raider Nation? This is your first look at the 2025 pregame preview, and it's about time. Raiders football is officially back, and we're kicking things off with a bang. Tomorrow night, the Las Vegas Raiders head to Lumen Field to take on the Seattle Seahawks. It's more than just a preseason game, it's a statement. Pete Carroll returns to face his former squad. Geno Smith, Jamal Adams, they'll be on the field. But forget them for a second. The real spotlight? It's on our squad. We've got rookies to watch, starters expected to suit up, and a clean slate, 0-0. This is the calm before the storm, and if you're anything like me, you're fired up to see what this new season holds. But before we break down the latest Raiders updates, pause. If you're here for real deal Raiders content, do the smart thing. Smash that subscribe button, like the video. Let's talk about what really shook up Raider Nation this week. The Raiders traded cornerback Yakorian Bennett to the Philadelphia Eagles for defensive tackle Thomas Booker IV. Unexpected? Absolutely. Not because Booker lacks potential, but because it felt early to move on from Bennett. Now, according to inside sources, the team had been shopping Bennett well before training camp. And if you were watching camp closely, you probably saw it coming. He was working with the first team, second team, and even third string. It felt like the coaches were trying to find a fit that just wasn't there. Look, Bennett might have talent, but the truth is, he wasn't part of this coaching staff's vision. That's what it came down to. The Raiders have made it clear. They're prioritizing physicality, versatility, and scheme fit. And that's where Thomas Booker steps in. With Christian Wilkins gone and Leki Fotu spotted in a walking boot, the D-line depth is paper thin. Booker has the tools, and now he's got the opportunity. If he performs, this trade could be a steal. One more thing, kind of wild, honestly. Former Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce was seen wearing Chiefs gear at Kansas City's practice. Yeah, that's real. Mustard yellow, ketchup red, the whole thing. Photos and videos are already flying around. Seeing him on the other side? Let's just say, it didn't sit right. Let's talk about what had Raider Nation buzzing for all the wrong reasons. Antonio Pierce. In Chiefs gear. At a Chiefs practice. Yeah, that happened. It's wild because this is the same guy who made it clear Kansas City is the enemy. Now he's out there repping their colors like it's nothing. Maybe it's pettiness. Maybe it's business. Either way, it just hits different when someone who once led the silver and black is now chopping it up with the rival. Now, is it the end of the world? No, but let's be real, it's a weird look. Especially for a fan base that bleeds silver and black and takes loyalty seriously. But let's move to what actually matters on the field. One of the biggest storylines heading into this preseason opener. The beginning of the Pete Carroll era in Las Vegas. This isn't just another game. It's Carroll's first time coaching against his former squad, the Seahawks. He brought them a Super Bowl, built a defense that dominated a decade and helped shape careers. But now, his job is to turn this Raiders team into something just as fierce. Forget the tributes in Seattle. What matters now is how Carroll starts molding this team in his image, tough, disciplined, and built to win. There's real excitement around the shift, and for good reason. The energy's different, the expectations are rising, and the identity of the Raiders is being redefined. Preseason or not, all eyes are on how this new chapter begins. Let's be honest, Raider Nation has been through it. 3 regimes in 3 years. Endless promises, too little payoff. But now, with a new staff in place, there's finally a sense that things might be shifting for real this time. Nobody's talking Super Bowl. Not yet. But if Pete Carroll and his crew can rebuild the culture, that's already a win. A locker room with direction, discipline, and belief? That's the foundation this team has been missing. And that's exactly why this preseason opener matters. Not just for rookies or rotations, but for tone setting. This game is the first real look at what kind of identity this team will carry into 2025. Yeah, it's preseason. Yeah, the second half will probably slow to a crawl. But that first quarter, that's where you watch. That's where you learn. That's where you see who's stepping up and who's just filling space. Now, let's talk about who to watch. All eyes will be on quarterback Geno Smith, back in Seattle. back where he reignited his career. But now he's rocking silver and black, and what we see from him in that first drive could say a lot. We're not expecting miracles, just a clean, sharp opening series. If he delivers that, that's a win. After Geno, it's Aiden O'Connell and Cam Miller who'll take the reins. Cam especially is one to watch. A late-round pick, but he's got buzz behind him, and not just from fans. People inside the building believe in this kid. He's raw but confident. This game is his chance to prove he belongs. Preseason or not, every snap matters for these young guys. And for the first time in a long time, there's real purpose behind this roster evaluation. Let's talk about Cam Miller, because this kid's attitude and potential are hard to ignore. He was recently asked about getting support from one of the all-time greats, and his response: pure class. He said it's an honor to be recognized by a legend, but he's on his own path, and he's right. The NFL doesn't care about praise. It cares about performance, and Cam knows it. What stands out is his humility mixed with quiet confidence. He listens, he learns, and he respects the grind. And that's what you want from a young quarterback trying to climb the depth chart. Physically, he's got tools. Mentally, he's locked in. This preseason is his proving ground, and this first game is step one. Expect to see a lot of reps from Cam, maybe more than anyone else under center. And that's exactly what the coaches want. Get him live action. See how he reads pressure. Watch how he handles the speed. If he flashes even a glimpse of long-term potential, the Raiders might be sitting on a hidden gem. This game isn't just about veterans warming up. It's about the next wave. The rookies, the undrafted guys, the players trying to force their way onto the final 53. And right now, Cam Miller is front and center in that conversation. Let's get into the real reason fans are tuning in, the rookies. At the top of the list, Ashton Jensen, the Raiders' first-round pick. The hype is real, and so are the expectations. Will he look like the future of the backfield, or just another prospect with potential? Either way, seeing that number 2 jersey lined up behind center is going to get fans out of their seats. Whether it's 1 carry or 10, everyone wants a first glimpse of what this kid brings to the field. Next up, Dante Thornton Jr. His name's been flying around all offseason. Coaches like him. Teammates respect him. He's fast, physical, and fighting to earn a real role behind Jacoby Myers. This game is a huge opportunity for him to show he belongs, and maybe even break one loose. If he looks like Geno Smith's go-to, that says a lot. Switching to defense, Greedy Vance is another name to circle. He's been grinding his way into the depth chart, and the coaches have noticed. With a few corners ahead of him pushing up, like Cameron Richardson and Darren Porter, Vance needs to flash, especially in the second half when reps open up. His instincts and footwork will be tested, and this is the perfect stage to prove himself. And don't forget the trenches. The Raiders' defensive line is wide open, and J.J. Pegas and Tonka Hemingway both have a shot to make noise. With uncertainty around backups behind Adam Butler and Jonah Lalu, these 2 rookies are fighting for real roles. This isn't just a showcase, it's an audition. These young players are the future, and tonight's their first big shot. So, what's the storyline that stands out to you? Is it Pete Carroll's first game as Raiders head coach? The debut of Ashton Jensen? Cam Miller's potential breakout? Or maybe it's just the energy of a new era finally kicking off? Win or lose, most fans aren't watching the scoreboard in preseason. What matters is the performance, the execution, the effort. Does this team look sharper, hungrier, more focused? That's what this game is really about. It's not just about seeing names on a depth chart. It's about watching this team build something real. Tomorrow night, it's Raiders versus Seahawks. First snap of a new chapter. Let's see who's ready to make it count.